What's going on, everyone? Chris back again with episode 8 of the Match Analysis series. This time again, we're going back to WCW in July of 1998, and we're going to be going over the match for the World Heavyweight title between the challenger and U.S. champion Bill Goldberg versus the reigning heavyweight champion Hollywood Hulk Hogan. So let's get right to the match. Match starts up and we're in the Georgia Dome. A home field advantage for Goldberg, and the crowd is already going crazy chanting Goldberg. To start, they lock up, and immediately Goldberg has Hogan in a side headlock. He keeps that on him for a few moments before Hogan is able to battle out with some shots to Goldberg's gut. He sends Goldberg to the ropes. But when Goldberg comes off the ropes, he knocks down Hogan with a shoulder block to a huge reaction. And Hogan puts it over well with a look of shock, realizing that he's just been out-muscled for the first time. Hogan gets back up and they square up again. And this time from a lockup, Hogan gets Goldberg with a front face lock. He keeps the front face lock on. And even as Goldberg picks Hogan up, he's able to eventually drive him back to the corner, where the ref then forces a clean break. For a third time now, they square up, and this time, it's actually more of a test of strength in a Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Goldberg is able to get the better of this exchange as well. Hogan is down to both knees, and it's demonstrating that Goldberg clearly has the strength advantage on him. Hogan is putting this over really, really well, acting like he's being overwhelmed. And the only way he's able to get out of this test of strength is by getting his foot hooked onto the bottom rope, where the referee is then able to force a break. From here, when they look like they're about to lock up again, instead, it's Hogan getting the first strike in of the match, and he boots Goldberg in the gut, and then starts to punch him against the ropes. He hits Goldberg with an eye rake to the face, and a back rake as well. He then takes off his weightlifter belt, and starts to whip Goldberg, like The Rock whipped Cody. And after whipping Goldberg a couple times, he starts jawing with the fans, and while his head is turned, Goldberg recovers and grabs the belt from Hogan. Hogan, as the heel, being Hollywood Hogan at this time, begs off and acts like he wants nothing to do with Hogan or with Goldberg hitting him with that belt. Goldberg then just takes the belt and throws it to the outside and tells Hogan to bring it on. He didn't even want to use the belt. From there, they lock up again, but this time, Hogan is able to go into a go-behind wrist lock. Goldberg reverses that hammer lock and gets behind Hogan, and then it puts him in a full Nelson, again to a big reaction from the crowd. Hogan then resorts to cheating to get out of it, and with the referee distracted, he hits Goldberg with a low blow. He then again goes on to the offensive, punching Goldberg, some of those trademark right hands. And then he sends Goldberg into the ropes and hits him with a clothesline that for the first time takes Goldberg off his feet. He then goes right to a blatant chokehold. So not even trying to cover Goldberg, he just starts choking him. Again, right in front of the ref. So multiple things that could have caused a disqualification aren't being called here, even though it's not a no DQ match, which is interesting. He then picks up Goldberg and hits him with a scoop slam. Then twice he tries to drop an elbow on Goldberg, but both times Goldberg is able to move out of the way, and Hogan comes up then, selling his arm. Goldberg gets up, and then he hits Hogan with a clothesline of his own, which then causes Hogan to roll out to the ring, selling the effects of the clothesline. Hogan gets up while on the outside, and then he goes and retrieves that weightlifter belt that I referenced earlier and puts it back on. He comes back into the ring, and they lock up again, and this time Hogan is able to drive Goldberg to a corner and starts laying in some knees on Goldberg. He then tosses Goldberg to the outside through the second rope, and he follows him out there, and then he starts taking advantage of the things on the outside and slams Goldberg headfirst into the guardrail. And again, then right in front of the referee, he grabs a steel chair and he hits Goldberg in the back with it. He then goes to hit Goldberg in the head, which Goldberg blocks. And then he hits him again in the back. Again, all in front of the referee. But there's no call for a DQ for Hogan to save his title. So Hogan sends Goldberg back into the ring, follows him back in, and hits Goldberg with another scoop slam. From there, Hogan then hits the ropes and hits his famous leg drop of doom. He hits it not once, not twice, but he hits it 3 times. During the third leg drop of doom, they actually cut to the aisleway where fellow nwohollywood member Curt Hennig is coming down, only to be followed closely by DDP and Karl Malone. And while the camera missed the third leg drop, we get back just in time to the ring. The camera is able to focus on the ring just in time to see a cover, and Goldberg then kicking out of all 3 leg drops. Right as Hennig then gets to the ring, he gets spun around by Karl Malone, who hits Curt Hennig with a diamond cutter to build up to that mixed tag match they had at Bash at the Beach, where it was more of a special attraction, where it was going to be DDP and Malone versus Hollywood Hogan and Dennis Rodman. Hogan sees this and is distracted on the outside by Malone and DDP and has his back turned. During this time, Goldberg is able to recover and get up and get Hogan set up for the Sphere, and the crowd starts losing their minds. Hogan, after a few seconds, turns around and gets met with a Sphere from Goldberg. Goldberg then gets up. He picks up Hogan, hooks him up, and lifts him up now for his finisher, the jackhammer. He hits Hogan with the jackhammer, and then the cover. 1, 2, 3, and we have a new World Heavyweight Champion. The crowd loses their minds. They said there was about over 39,000 people in the arena. Apparently, there was actually closer to 42,000, so they undersold the attendance, oddly. Everyone is chanting Goldberg, and Goldberg is now solidified as WCW's top star. And next to Stone Cold Steve Austin, he is the hottest thing in wrestling at this moment. He's still undefeated, and we have the lasting shot of Goldberg holding both his U.S. title and now his newly won World Heavyweight title to close out this Nitro. As people are celebrating, and Bobby Heenan's putting him over as the first undefeated champion in this sport. And again, this was a big win for Nitro in terms of attendance and viewership, as it helped them win the ratings battle that night against Monday Night Raw. So again, a career-defining moment for Goldberg, and in my opinion, the most memorable moment and closing segment in Nitro history was right here again in July of 1998. So that wraps up the memorable match between Hogan and Goldberg and recaps Goldberg's title win. It's one of my favorite moments in the history of WCW and one that people still remember to this day as being one of those key moments of the Monday Night War that again did help WCW win the ratings battle that night, but long term did cost them because they gave away a match of such high magnitude on free television. So let me know what other matches you'd like me to talk about in the future. Let me know if you want me to keep going with some more WCW matches. I know I had a request for the 1996 Bash at the Beach match with the famous Hogan turn, which I'm definitely going to be doing. And let me know if you would also like me to talk about things that are a little bit more modern in terms of recent matches. Not even in WWE, but maybe even in NXT or AEW. So let me know your thoughts below. Let me know your memories of this match. And be sure to like and subscribe on this channel. And I'll be back soon with more match analysis and also more of what could have been in wrestling. Thanks, everyone.